Good morning.
Now to say,
You know the Jawako.
you know me, I say,
So where?
oh, I don't.
Okay. Me dantem many sitting there for me nim say we are 9 enough there. But I think sometimes drink 8 hours me now. Me that be 8. But as a feel it. Apart from that, we are fine. And every time message them they send me they share no. They are not promising they will be message you or they send.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, ma OBOTS and there was no malice. There was no malice in what we were doing. We don't do that here. I go and need it. Yeah, fine. My boys and say routine fatal.
Okay.
ABS or any regular.
Say
Sakura. But what do you think? Have you not seen that? I say, why extra handsome like why for more?
no.
Oh,
Okay. Me fu ekuta me.
Forget sir.
Oh, Kofi tie me. Me fu ekuta me. Face ID.
So which one is son?
Emfabiu.
Which one is son?
But you am so na ko enyo no. Enyo no. Kofi nya me anti.
But
me san ko twa sakora bi m say.
Yo, but
Mr. Mama nya me afro. Why?
O powerful river.
Afro link.
You te afro link.
Abo mutazo.
And the Champions League no honum and send at lower car, you know. Michelle, so ope baby abeshe born at you when you come there, then the team will sit in front of your Jumema say your forecourt honum. A big place when your baby at now and you enjoy the football. The team will be around. Saying an actually cano. Of course, and now so now I like point out when it comes to the best commentary team Okroma they are. I mean, if you are, you beat me start it, Niama Rich Ababe start here, we page momentum na, Niama Gabi Tuna Ababe Jinem, then a crescendo could do Sorma, Niama Sokoban Fatilos Ababe J, then Waseo Kra. Then after that, you beat me Andy Costa, so proper. Come on. So a solid team, and you don't get it any better than you get from EAT. Mr. Renan, if you want to watch football outside there, and ensure FM forecourt and the Asia Champions League final.
Okay.
Just before we get into the analysis of the Champions League final.
Yeah.
You see, I've said this about Madrid the phone and what they want to do next season, and why they are finishing things. If you look at this heading LRCA, it looks as if Madrid are not waiting even for next season to strike. And in front of Marsa, what is being written, if you translate it to English loosely, I say one cannon and I say one gun and I say Bibisa in Madrid for team para El Mundial talking about the Club World Cup. No? So Madrid have gotten another player, another Arsenal, our listening for the Club World Cup, which is good in Trent Alexander-Arnold, which a costing Madrid for somewhere around 10 million to be able to get Trent Alexander-Arnold out of team a friend in Liverpool for him to play. The contract it will end in June, but because Club World Cup it will end at the end of June. But because Club World Cup year started somewhere around the 10th of June, they had to pay that money. Also, Madrid for H Sika the wages of a branch and Trent Alexander-Arnold for the month of June and July. Senegal Trent Alexander-Arnold to go in there and go and get a job. That rich Obianim say Jude Bellingham and then the agents underground in bringing Trent Alexander-Arnold to Madrid and a quality player for them. Apart from that, Yenim say Alvaro Carreras almost every day the updates neighbor Madrid are closing in on him. What Madrid no person way say the plan was to wait for the Portuguese season to end. Normal league in a way, Banaka the friend the Taka Portugal, Portugal for an FA Cup of a sort no. And Madrid for accelerating the move for our branch friend Alvaro Carreras as left back. So Madrid would have Dean Hodgson as centre back. A branch friend Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, then Alvaro Carreras at left back. Then we hear say the conversation around a branch here, your friend Nico Paz, almost to a finish line to return him from Como. Then they finalize it with a branch here, friend Angelo Stella, who is part of the list for Madrid for in the middle of the park. It's a very, very good one. Trent Alexander-Arnold will get to wear the white of the Los Blancos of Spain and I think that's a very, very, very good one for him. I'm very excited and may change to see how that is going to be like. Senior Madrid for at the Club World Cup, then it will give me a fair idea of what to expect from Madrid for when they come in next season to play in the Champions League and of course in the Spanish La Liga. Which, Udim, I think that this season Liverpool have shown that they are big boys, not based on performance or parking on some but in the transfer market. I didn't think that make us maybe that's a question we offer say, when was the last time I say Liverpool a top player 100 million? I don't remember. The highest they had paid Alisson more at the time, a record fee for goalkeeper, then Virgil van Dijk, Darwin Nunez, it was not in the region of 100 million. But Rich, even before say Florent Vet deal official on the day I'm Madrid for and officially say announce your brand here friend Trent Alexander-Arnold. Madrid also a team friend in Liverpool also announced a brand here your friend Jeremy Frimpong. The same day, Madrid for announcing and a few more minutes they announced Trent Alexander-Arnold. Literally telling Obia say my for your boy now, we've also gotten a deserved replacement in our brand here, your friend Jeremy Frimpong. Rich, there was a video be at that Liverpool for on Twitter. I'm sorry I couldn't get for you. But Jeremy Frimpong, who's the name of me a Ghana, and papa a Ghana. And Jeremy akoshe Liverpool just our free changing room wa over. Now Jeremy mami who na no say, hey, me ba no give me 5. Like regular Ghana ni mami when we send the buy BB, Omega say, mami 5, give me 5. And o catch anybody say give me 5 and Jeremy edit ne nsa 5 let to mami say man 5. And o call ne papa on. And o catch ne papa say, daddy, now I play for your team. Apparently, ne papa is Liverpool ni, and ne papa say, you play for my team, Liverpool. So the country, the family know you're very, very proud. Or no, as a boy, he played our Manchester City Academy. Or say Saturday no to Manchester no, they could not commute, and as no one team come from Manchester to Liverpool, and until the one Liverpool Academy, and he's very proud. Say Obama Liverpool, and there's another video. Who is that? Virgil van Dijk, and your branch here, your friend Ryan Gravenberch are all Dutch people. Now, one time when we go international duty, and I tried to Jeremy Frimpong ever late. It Okudu camp no. The first person who is Ryan Gravenberch. Now, who is Liverpool? No, the scouts accent now. And Obucha will say, "How are you, lad?" Omukasa accent now. It who no starts on the scouts accent in Asia no. Are you okay, lad? And the Liverpool also posted that video also to say they have their own boy back in the team, and I think that performance-wise, Obama are creative outlet from the wide area, from fullback, and then of course the build-up ability, in Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool have a clear plan. That is why there is also Conor Bradley right there in case Liverpool for person more rigid, more compact, and shut up shop. Then they'll use a brand here, your friend Conor Bradley. Rich, what we are hearing is that slowly, the saga for branch friend Florent Vets is coming to an end, and it is because Florent Vets I catch you be I say club on no pay a Liverpool. Rich, I saw this story from a German outlet, and I want to run away with it because after doing my checks, I think it is true. Rich, who you are buying for with Florent Vets deal no? Ejado. Buying for no go catch Florent Vets and any papa say. On signing for buying. Now, on signing for buying, it be easier for him to be called for the German national team and obey mainstay. To the extent that actually be crampon and we do not say so project you be from the German national team to win the Ballon d'Or. Florent Vets. So he should choose every other foreign club and then take to the friend FC by mission because almost a lot of connections with the DFB. Which yes, Florent Vets, Papa one you so. Say why do you want us to come and play for you? Because we will police trains for us to be bigger boys than we already are in the German league. No? We want to play the football. And Uti, the boy wants it in Liverpool. They turned out Bayern, and for 130 million, team my friend FC Liverpool, Ebenya branch your friend Florent Vets to come in. I think that I'm convinced that Barca will sell Marc-Andre ter Stegen this summer. I've seen enough. Because Rich, me follow Barca when it comes to transfers. say Barca will not go through with a certain transfer. It doesn't prolong. I can tell you for a fact, say Obi to say Nico Williams, Barca won't do a deal for him. And Deco Mone, Juan Laporta have been clear about it that they won't go on with the conversation around Nico Williams because the ship has sailed. For a bunch of Juan Garcia, Barca consistently have not been able to debunk the conversation around him. And as it stands now, almost a green light from the boy in the camp, so they can proceed to go on with him. The only thing is that whatever happens, you say Inaki Peña will leave Barcelona. Roger Chesney most likely stays as a second choice goalkeeper. But then the conversation around Marc-Andre ter Stegen, any branch here, your friend Juan Garcia, then becomes a problem. You see, there's a German manager of Barca. Problems will come. Especially if Barca don't solve this issue now. Almost China season to the latter part. Problems will come. Ule Nagelsmann in about a couple of weeks ago, they can say the number one goalkeeper, a branch friend Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Because he has been told by Hansi-Dieter Flick, any senior coach, he say, a better friend of ter Stegen is okay, he's fine, and he will be able to play. How is it that all of a sudden the script is changing Catalonia when there is a Catalan through and through boy? You see, 2 days ago, there was an interview of Gerard Piqué. Piqué Radio Catalonia. In that interview, Gerard Piqué is opining clearly, say, Brazil ni, Argentina ni, Spain ni, England ni, Germany ni will never feel as Catalan as the regular Catalonia boys now. Barcelona. So according to him, say Obi ya one of sa area of Barcelona. They represent more Barcelona than a foreigner. Maybe Barca really wants a Catalan in that jersey as our number one goalkeeper, but not to take anything away from Juan Garcia. Ball playing on him, claiming crosses on him. The average of a goalkeeper, Juan Garcia, is top. And maybe also in addition to the Catalonia conversation, that is why Barca for an penalty. I just wish Barca for will solve the issue of goalkeeping issues. No, Nico Williams is out of the conversation. The closest in Barcelona in terms of left wing or I know that the conversation is in and around Abrantier friend of Marcus Rashford, any Abrantier friend of Luis Diaz. But Barca and Nhyira, I'll not say the phone because of Sika. And more be aware if you say Barca are still not financially as independent as they would want to be. Famecon ain't said that you be so depending on the boy Liverpool for any more Barca for it will now force them whether they will go in for a branch here friend of Luis Diaz or a branch here friend of Marcus Rashford. We are hearing say for Rashford and you're somewhere in the region of 40 million. I doubt say Liverpool for will sell a branch here friend Luis Diaz less than 40 million, especially when Al Nassr will be ready to pay more for Abrantier friend Luis Diaz. But Barca love Abrantier friend Deco, Abrantier friend Luis Diaz because Deco who is was a center forward, was a left winger, or something aggressive, and he's a South American. Acclimatization will not be a problem for him, and that is why Barca for are pushing him.
Marcus Rashford or Prince hiding.
Marcus Rashford. You say the agents near Juma, so the Juma is over club one.
To take a pay cut. Not joining Barcelona.
And I say Jadon Sancho can on G pay cut. And then they have a G pay cut. Now on G pay cut. Man United and multitude scammer players Barca. All the serious clubs that run football. You take pay cuts. You take £300,000 and man Barcelona as Marcus Rashford. Now, Lamine Yamal just saying. Lewandowski just saying. Rafinha just saying. What's Manchester? Bobo Bakono had £300,000. The whole season one should go straight. Okwakojo Barcelona. El Catalan. Yo, Krakoku bisa Luis Figo.
Remember Sasa?
No, but that's the thing.
No, that time I am a branch and that wait no. He was Marcus Rashford though.
Which
maybe. I
understand.
Marcus Rashford no as a bonny dear. People feel Charlie on Shedan Nimbo Biabosa.
And the form now.
But you see, me blame players no. Manchester players now Ubiapa Sokona. I don't blame them one bit.
I didn't blame.
The reasons are simple. First of all, the environment these players find themselves are very toxic.
Yeah.
Very, very toxic. If you be a can't say me you bench FM hey. An environment near toxic. Me ensure that me no me no ground.
Of course.
Can't cry near there. Oh bad Juma. What dream when you're prepared?
Of course.
And the other a bit affect you when who deliver or air. But look at this place.
Yeah.
Near more move from Manchester no. I mean they're too toxic.
Yeah.
We are no feel team na Casa Manchester no. And Yeman Kuyi. It is Oya Marcus Rashford. We are Jadon Sancho. Oya Anthony.
Yeah.
Born now also Nimbono. Team na Casa Nyadie. So it will affect you.
Rich, what should Manchester United do? What do you think? Maybe the same way Mekase Rich and Sembi say, the best people to ask are Manchester United fans.
Yeah.
See, you can be the best analyst, but I don't think you will feel as much as the fan of the club. I be honestly analyst and honestly a presenter.
Sure.
They understand it. When they be maybe so, maybe say Nathan Crowder. Michelle Manchester United for your call it a BBC. So say, United, what do you think you should do?
Simple. Me feel a problem no. And yet technical and any players no.
Yeah.
Because a players na. Players in the movie, teams on Macona.
Yeah.
You could clearly see that they are playing so well. And they are just a problem, no, and your players, no, and then your coaches, no. Maybe at the dynamic and the environment now players no find themselves, no, a toxic. This is a toxic, dear. And then a young environment, you know, and in a way, a player be a bar or you're loved. Of you say my bami dim and Anthony kind time or
he for the environment here toxic. Is it the fans?
The management. The management of the team.
No more than my.
They are no money.
Some of the who players they come out with come they win on you.
Coffee.
Glazers now say Imo.
Obia or around the team. Now fans they no money.
Because
me a fan.
Yeah.
Maybe her game. My bit Cheska.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, my parents are Manchester buy no.
Yeah.
They're fan or pa no. Obana won't shine, they say normal.
Yeah.
You grow in football, I mean a part.
Yeah.
It would be now the Barcelona and Real Madrid go into a home place.
Yeah.
But me feel say there's a problem and we need to solve it. And problem no is simple. The environment is toxic. Play be a bar. As a few say is don't know. And also move on.
But it's own and now me ready be say tournament am kobo Asia no. Mo kobo for just 8 million.
It's because you say Henska. We need money.
That is why the likes of Bruno Fernandes won't complaining no. Because some of the players are really
complaining. Now me feel say you must uncle for uncle.
Bruno Fernandes now what just say uncle.
No, say the contract don't sign. Or catch them say. One. Yeah, sure no. Yen two players I feel say a bit we am club na achieve BB.
Yeah.
Now, you sound so assured, say, Bemano, Europe, you know, as in Champions League. Meaning, I ain't to be a farmer. So, maybe if you say I'm a brand in the movie on. Young pet, you know, young ones now, so, we are hungry for success.
So, they say it like this: you want to go the Chelsea.
Just young body team.
You want to go the Chelsea.
Not Chelsea,
Chelsea.
My day.
The way a Chelsea building the team, Sana officer will come. For young, unproven, potential players, and you give them time. That is the Chelsea tangent. Would you two more be amo? Do you want to go the Chelsea? Okay, only the amount to us. Would you part what kind of business? But over there to you say
conference and why?
Or the Martin, because conference at Minyashi.
As I want to
Club Papa or Manchester, only a similar Eddie Anway. Omo di Tijani Randers anwe.
No, nye play bia.
Tijani. Next season na masese e Kobe Menu. O si obi Tijani Randers.
Kobe Menu ni mbo
Kobe Menu.
Kobe Menu ni mbo chewi.
Kobe Menu na kedi je be jiro odun ni mbo che Tijani Randers. Rich Man City for area Abratia your friend Tijani Randers already AC Milan for say Sikanom they buy somewhere around 50 million. No, it's almost like a crank count. AC Milan be 80 million for Tijani Randers. But we'll see how that is going to happen.
10 minutes now, can you find Champions League?
Yeah, I'm wrapping up. Don't worry. Hold on. Julia, to was a cry now. Who are when it's here? Who was your copy now? You to the relaxing. You Korean and come on. Hold on. A lot of managerial merry-go-rounds, and of course, Italy will get a time and then we'll talk about it. Of course, Rich. And now I'm trying to say what Twitter say. And me who say P Square about say last summer. On only John Mikel will be a 3-way call including Abrante's friend Victor Osimhen. They were trying to convince Osimhen some of the matches. Rich, I think that at this point in time, Chelsea need to say Osimhen is the main guy that Chelsea would love to have, and I wish it happens. Still, the possibility that Chelsea will sign another striker is very, very high. Chelsea will just have to do a very good financial engineering to get Abrante's friend Victor Osimhen to bring in. But Rich and now, in the final game of team friend Galatasaray and Rich, Osha Galatasaray for Eddie drones. The max of Victor Osimhen to say thank you to him, and then now Abrante's friend Victor Osimhen was able to score this goal. Look at how he appreciates space. Ball ever at this side of the box, no. Victor alone at the far side stayed into it, waited for the option, and Abrante's friend Victor Osimhen on the last day for team friend Galatasaray off the top. An excellent goal over there. Shesa ran behind the defender and Victor Osimhen aerially at the goal. I love the rap. I love the other strikers, but when it comes to Victor Osimhen, what he gives you, a top notch in terms of the goals, Victor Osimhen way better, way better. My friend, my final game. The Turkish league in Rich Liam Delap on Monday or any medicals now.
Okay.
And I think they're not able to come about Delap, what he brings to the club. We'll get some more time and talk about until the year movie on. But just this, and then we put an person doing come on. Oh yeah, Chelsea. I mean, he said Chelsea for be say, oh, Delap in Drew Simon level. It is true. But the only thing is that he's a different and better striker in terms of the club, than Nicholas Jackson. And Makani several times. Nicholas is good when you want to play through the text. But Upobio a box dominant striker, probably goes near there. Rich a branch here friend Liam Delap over there. Top player. Say Oshe goals at Jackson share last season or share 10. Liam Delap share 12. So you say a proper analysis. I would have compared these goals to the XG. You create him and Nicholas Jackson. You will see say underperforming in XG, Liam Delap overperforming the XG. I have the XG in my head. Ipswich for creating an XG of 9.12 for him, or she had 12 goals. He overperformed the XG largely. Nicholas Jackson about 76 shots. Whilst Abrante's friend Liam Delap about 68 shots, 41% shooting accuracy for Jackson, 47 for Abrante's friend Liam Delap. It's rich. Big chances missed for Abrante's friend Nicholas Jackson, 19. Liam Delap MSA 10%. So it looks as if Delap is the player that will add more as a box striker. Chelsea for say Omania so Abrante's friend Moises Caicedo. They plan to have a performance-based way structure on. Into member Moises Caicedo a contract extension. Any akache Jadon Sancho say yes, no so but not Chelsea yeah. Yeah, the NTS be a ngukeke. He has to reduce his salary. Nya yet say Jadon Sancho then the agent better so about 120. No abebe Chelsea scan honum obadia and then the adwuma next season you man the Champions League football you bet me man the league next season you bet me man the FA Cup next season one show you club Champions League next season with Chelsea it's Abrante's friend Jadon Sancho on like that Nyebeka a centre back nyame adam on Monday when we come I'll tell you about Chelsea possibility for centre backs now to the main meal mama dessert na wi eno na yentete ho which most history is saying
for newcomers that be chance no
Simone Inzaghi a newcomer
omo na edge
Simone Inzaghi a newcomer
maybe a team na ekuta no
a team ni newcomer say Paris Saint-Germain so ni coach no so newcomer but the team ni a newcomer interview a hono cancel over hono mu hwe ho and mejitum say a ball ho there Allianz Arena ho there and for the new boys who have not won it before.
Okay, yenti we so.
Okay.
Na e be probably question now busa no.
Okay.
Answer ne be free haba. Ana dey okay, etwitwi ni muntu dey to aso na.
Etwitwi ni mo.
E bia ebenya answer no ha.
But ya say. Na hwan.
Oh, nya so free.
So for bear.
Oh, nya Nigeria so free.
Director General, Commander General, Atom Zone Buta.
The Champions League. Italy, Inter Milan, England, Arsenal, Spain, Barcelona. France, Paris Saint-Germain. Spain is defeating Italy. England is playing against France. That is the final before the final of the Champions League. It's a stiff battle, fierce battle between France and England. I am seeing an elongated time, but at the end, I am seeing PSG prevailing, and I'm seeing Spain and France in the final. But I'm seeing France close to it, but I saw Spain snatching it.
Commander General of the Prophetic Kingdom. Commander General.
The Commander General. And I'm so answers to questions now.
And you will ask me, Philip, Commander General of the Prophetic Union.
I say a fierce battle.
Now, I say, in common department room too much. I chamber 4. I say, I'm seeing them in the final, but this one's snatching.
Commander.
It's Barcelona and Copa.
It's Barcelona. The name them say at the end tilted to PSG. Some now all can because there's a Utiania. I say
the way I command.
No who say at the end a PSG. Then all of a sudden. And who say as a Spain for no some white thing.
No, make sure.
I don't make sure my daily from some. This I know I'm with the Azania probably at the end as a go. And found.
The Oma Yanishu on Nigeria. Oma Jana Wanduko.
So Gruma. Kabecha will be there.
Rich. The first thing I'll tell you about this game is that a first half draw.
First half draw.
Any money you have that you want to bet with, put it on it and go and sleep. First half draw. Serious first half draw.
Goalless.
Minim sebe goalless and a 2-2 and a 3-3 or 1-1.
Okay.
But I know that it's a first half draw. It's my mentor also.
Right.
L'équipe say accessible étoile. Étoile in French means stars. And of course, I'm certain that this will mean accessible. So France want to access the stars. They want to get to the very top. Rich. The issue of Paris Saint-Germain for any of the team is they've had a very, very good time. A good time in terms of baby free bar as a club, how they've done their things, and how they've been very successful. But Rich, PSG for the journey, and yet it was a journey of ups and downs. So they didn't start well. In fact, qualifying to the next round of the Champions League, it will maybe not have dream party or more honor, and they had to find a way to get a job done. Which they went through the playoffs, and that is where Paris Saint-Germain were able to get the important win to be able to qualify for the Champions League quarterfinals and the round of 16 and 9 year bonus. Very, very important. Now they are here at the final. Which Michel Paris Saint-Germain team now. Now Michel Luis Enrique as a manager. It makes me very, very confident they're going into the Champions League final. Because it's 10 years ago, Luis Enrique winning a treble with Barcelona. The team has been changed entirely. Now a team that hinged on the superiority of Manfred, Kylian Luton, Mbappe. And then Paris Saint-Germain team don't really base on one player. An entire team with a lot of qualities from across the field of play. Literally a different story from what is happening at our team, my friend, Inter Milan. Which Inter Milan for team, no. Maybe if you don't love the Italian Serie A, you will not understand how Inter Milan have been successful given how they want to do their things. For them, it's about finding opportunities in the market. Players, any idea, only good opportunities that they can use them to play and then get success. Also across Inter Milan team now, Pavard, Acerbi, Bastoni, Dumfries, Barella, Calhanoglu, Mkhitaryan, Di Marco, Thuram, and I branch FN Lautaro Martinez, And yet too much of an expensive team, but it gets the job done. Rich, where would the game be won and lost? Inter ball game throughout the whole season. Now I didn't crash will be Beshomo. They have been near perfect in the competition. And then just the Italian Serie A and Inter are very, very good over there in the season. We know that Inter will go into this game with a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, anyhow you want to talk about it nominally. once we understand, say for Paris Saint-Germain, the plan is.
Kofi, why you not doom tea? Na Ayman Nafi Emfa Jumedino Emfantos in Shabanzo 4.5. Very my yaw dompre. I said the environment at Manchester United is a factor indeed. Just look at Jadon Sancho. See how happy the guy is at Chelsea and his performance. Manchester United need to create a friendly home for the guys. But me a Chelsea fan, and it doesn't really concern me. Richardo, where my yaw dompre? And now this message at the Abraham, that's it. Richard Jamfi, I say, Richard, I want to ask Fiifi, if Chelsea signs Simone, they have two African players who will lead, also who will leave for the AFCON mid-season. Who will lead the attack for Chelsea then, assuming the lab wasn't signed? Referee Richard Jamfi, on now this message, and so at the Abraham Kofi, yeah, mentunka. Enti monya no fat na fe Kofi enrapi am na besma ko su bempire lan so meto aso emfa emayen Zico Costa se den Fiifi pa first half draw saying even prophetic general commander failed to predict. You are here saying draw. Bampole has Richard. I say I tip PSG winning the Champions League trophy. Bright Adobo, I say please note PSG 3, Inter Milan 1 at the first half. There's a draw now, okay, you know. Okay, I'm saying no, I don't know. As you know, I say even if Manchester United becomes an evangelism team, they can never win a single soul. I think there's a you're preaching. You're preaching quick. Okay, but I say I mean, could be a bit to me at us. I say they would have a down tea.
I think I think two main things will happen. Paris Saint-Germain for a press man for man and we said this against Arsenal. How Inter will be successful against Paris Saint-Germain for man to man press is the extra overload and your third man around. Now watch it Inter Milan. Rich almost build with a back trainer. Nipa no be start here pass no or pass na no asanso movie. That's the third man run. So he starts the move and ends the move. So that is where the difficulty may come. The extra overload for them of team my friend Inter Milan may also be an added advantage for them to be able to do it. My bigger issue is say Simone Inzaghi and Nhyira. Or say they want to control the game because Paris Saint-Germain are good on the ball and they want to take the ball away from them. I wonder that is how that's going to happen because you become very passive and a very ding for you to control the game in that regard. So for me, the game is going to hinge on Paris Saint-Germain's man-for-man press, especially in the middle of the park, and Inter for a third man run. We know the qualities of both players on the day. Which, if you push me to the wall, for me, Inter Milan and a winning trophy.
Okay.
I decide. I think say if I'm also going
so
by.
So spirit to be now obviously saying you know. I mean I'm such Chelsea no man says no.
Aye.
In the Conference League.
Aye. And I me crown me say come by spirit na. Coach na or Inter Milan no. Ono so abresa or coach Champions League final ni bi.
Onje.
Ono so onje.
Maybe a spirit ni nim coach no. Onim team no.
Maybe so onim coach no.
Onim coach no okay.
Because
okay.
Chelsea the no Roberto Di Matteo no so nyibi da.
Okay.
So for me I'm thinking say Simone Inzaghi today gets crowned as also an important player and then defies the odds. Medica say Open no Kofi your coach at the mouth a selection of the game. And now it was Saint Samuel Rovers and all 34 odds any other they all went all well or honomity. And we'll go through it. 5 different codes and they mouth so Kofi Ghana any Trinidad and Tobago match ne kahon Nigeria and Jamaica game ne kahon. To so ko chadia me so utie mi na no. Chow screenshot na ko cha and I said show ni see first one here 1E E0 D0 9B. Second one here 1E E0 CE 47. Third one here 1E E0 C8D0. Fourth one here 1E E0 C3A4. And our last one here 1E E0 BD-BB. These are the codes, and get the coffee Radinto Greens MIN like he has always been doing. Then I'm on Monday. Yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kofi. Honorable.